Hello, you lovely people. It is me, Jack Gill, and I am back for another late night agenda. I don't know where Craig is today. I've forgotten where he's told me he is. I think he's filming something for Craig Station. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But you've got me to cope with today. And before I get into today's news, I'm just going to tell you a story about just how dreadful my day has been. There's a reason for it. So don't get on my back just yet. But basically, I got woken up this morning, 10 a.m. Look, I'm still unemployed at the minute. I haven't started my new job yet. So I'm back home with the family. Woken up, told that I'm getting my hair cut. So when I'm at home, there's a mobile barber that comes around and does mine and my brother's haircut for me. I'm still half asleep. Go downstairs, get my hair cut, go back upstairs to bed. Anyway, go back to sleep for about another hour or so, wake up, look in the mirror, realize that this guy has genuinely done the worst trim I have ever had in my life. He's got me looking like a shit Thomas Shelby, basically, like Thomas Shelby from Wish. So yeah, I've then had to rush off to into town to get another haircut, paying another 20 quid to try and get that sorted. And he's kind of salvaged my hair, but it's still not the best. So yeah, it's been an eventful day. I was going to stick my hat on, but instead I thought I'd tell you that story. But there's a way of keeping you well groomed, not up here, but down there, and that's Manscaped. That's a rubbish plug, but we'll go with it. We'll roll with it today. And today's show is sponsored by Manscaped, as all these late night agendas are. The Performance Package 4.0 has just launched in Europe, and it includes the new Lawnmower 4.0, Weed Whacker Ear and Nose Hair Trimmer, Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, Craig's favourite, of course. Then you've got obviously the Crop Reviver Toner, the Boxer Briefs, and a travel bag. Their fourth generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade that reduces grooming accidents. It's got a 7,000 RPM motor. It's got an on and off switch, which can engage via a travel lock. It's got an LED spotlight, so you can do it in the dark, and it's waterproof. So not only can you do it in the dark, but you can do it in the dark, in the bath in the dark, or in the shower in the dark, or just in the dark in the sea or something. So yeah, just I'll tell you what, just get it and use the code WFM20 on manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping on absolutely anything on their website. That's WFM20 on manscaped.com. All the information for that is down below. So yeah, that's my day. Not been too great, but I'm hoping you lovely people will sort it out for me. But yeah, 2 haircuts today, not just one. Let's have a look. Anything that you people want to say before we get into today's news, which there's not too much of today, actually. Mick Wall wants me to put the hat on. Cheers. I just thought, I'm trying to not wear the hat as much because when I was wearing the hat every day, I started balding. So yeah, I'm going to end up like Craig if I'm not careful. So yeah, that's what we're rolling with today. Apparently Arsenal are 3-0 up in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, it's the draw after that game. Let me know in the comments who you think Liverpool will end up with. Let me know in the comments if you think it's a trophy Liverpool should take seriously this year. Yeah, we'll roll with that as well tonight. Anything else here? Dylan Murphy says, "Is that Saka jersey signed?" Yes, it is. There's an interesting comment there from Wade Lee. But yeah, fair enough. A few people saying that they don't understand what I'm on about with my hair. You should have seen it earlier. Honestly, I looked like a Wish Thomas Shelby. It was dreadful. I asked for a skin fade. It was like she started the skin fade and then walked out halfway through. The worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, I wish I could show you what it looked like earlier. Anything else? Aryaman says that Liverpool should go for the FA Cup, yes, but not the Carabao Cup because nobody cares. Mick Wall agrees, says that we should try for the FA Cup. Car Review says we should go for the quadruple. RSH14 says you should have got a picture of it earlier. I have got a picture of it, but I don't know how I'll be able to show you. But yeah, it's really poor. It's genuinely dreadful. This is not a nice comment to read from Babosh. Hey Jack, I'm not looking for attention, but I'm going through depression. I need some advice. Babosh, first of all, sorry to hear that, mate. Obviously, hope that you can get yourself sorted and feeling a lot better soon. The best thing I'd say is try and find a routine. Try and find things that make you happy. Try and keep busy, and just have time with your mates. Do things like watching YouTube. Keep your mind off it. Keep your mind working. But yeah, keep a routine. Don't just fall into the trap of staying in bed and doing nothing all the time. Make sure you're keeping busy, keeping active, doing things that help you. Drink lots of water. But yeah, that's the best I can say, mate. And my DMs are always open if you want to chat. Let's have a look. Anything else? Kian Hastings says, "Are Liverpool in the Carabao Cup draw tonight?" Yes, we absolutely are. I don't know what number we are in the draw. Maybe one of you lot can tell me. But yeah, I don't know what number we are. But fingers crossed we get a nice draw where we can play some of the kids, and maybe we'll get to see Cade Gordon in action there. Elliott White says, "Where's Craig tonight?" He is filming a video for Craig Station today, so you got me. We're number 11 in the draw tonight. Thank you, Andy Kirkman, for that. Addison thinks we'll get Leicester. Anything else here? A few people saying, "What's my predictions for the Champions League group?" I'll speak about that later in this show. But I will be live. It will be me, and I will be live at 5 o'clock tomorrow for the Champions League draw. I cannot wait for that, and hopefully you lot will all be joining me for that. So yeah, fingers crossed we get a nice draw. I'd love a nice draw in the Champions League. Maybe a nice little away day as well. But yeah, Dortmund in the group would be nice. But yeah, let me know what groups you'd like, and then I'll read them out later when I do my bit on that. To have a RSH14 wants us to get a tough group. Interesting, but we'll talk about that more in a bit. I want to get into this Salah contract stuff first, and I suppose everything in the title and everything that was in the tweet that was tweeted out prior to me coming in live kind of links, and we're going to talk about football in general today. Firstly, I'm going to start with Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, obviously, he was a pipe dream for Liverpool, wasn't he? And when the news broke yesterday that obviously he turned down that final Paris Saint-Germain contract, there was a lot of Liverpool fans, including myself, that got very, very excited, only for our excitement to be shot down by numerous journalists, the PSG president, and many other people. It was on Sky Sports that apparently Real Madrid believed that Liverpool were the English club that was said to have made a bid for Mbappe. But in the days since, it's been made very, very clear that Kylian Mbappe wants to join Real Madrid. Why? I don't have an absolute Scooby-Doo, but he will be the poster boy in La Liga now, with Messi obviously leaving. But yeah, he wants to go and be their new Galactico. How Madrid are affording this, who knows? Because Florentino Perez wanted to make that Super League, didn't he? Because they were struggling with finances and stuff like that. But clearly, they're clearly not that skint. Real Madrid are like that, mate. That they say, "Oh, I can't go out tonight. I'm too skint." But then you see them out with another group of people the day after, and you're like, how does that make sense? That's literally what Real Madrid are doing. But yeah, I don't understand it myself. But seeing that PSG turned down €186 million bid yesterday just made me realise that actually we never had a chance. This guy has 1 year left on his contract, and €186 million is getting turned down. Ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. But anyway, that's what brings me to the Salah contract, because if PSG lose Kylian Mbappe, will they come after Mohamed Salah? Ronaldo may be available, so will they look at him? Ronaldo and Messi in the same team would be absolutely mad, and it would make history, really, wouldn't it? if they went for Ronaldo. But if they do explore looking for Salah, surely they can't afford him as well in this window. But with the Mbappe money that they're talking about, will the cheeky bid come in for Salah? Will Salah and his agent use it to try and get a better deal off Liverpool? Will that make contract negotiations harder? It's really worrying, isn't it? Which makes that Salah deal a priority now in the next couple of days to try and get this done, to try and get an agreement there and make sure that it's done and nobody can come in and try and take Salah off our hands. And listen, for 1 second, I'm not saying that Salah is the sort of person that will try and get as much money out of Liverpool as possible. I'm not saying that that's what Salah's about, but I just think, you can never count your blessings with certain agents, can you? And you never know what some agents will try and do to try and get more money out of the club, and that's always dangerous, trying to martyr with Liverpool Football Club, because you know what we're like as a football club. I don't need to go on and on about it. We won't overpay players, and the offer we're going to give Mohamed Salah is going to be, the biggest offer we've ever given anyone as a football club. So I don't think it will take much more. I don't think it will take I don't think the club will be willing to get in a dispute over this with Salah and his agent. So yeah, fingers crossed. This can be done very, very soon. Let me have a look to see what you lot are saying in the comments. Lee Evans says possible swap for Salah with him. Now, this is interesting because this is what a lot of people have said for a very long time. Would this be a possibility? Firstly, it seems like Kylian Mbappe has his heart set on Real Madrid, which I can't believe because he plays with us on FIFA. But secondly, and maybe people won't agree with me here, but I wouldn't want to. I really wouldn't want to, because Salah's tried and trusted in the Premier League. Listen, Mbappe, I know he's one of the hottest prospects in Europe. I know he's a phenomenal young talent and a phenomenal player. I know that. But Salah's tried and trusted in the Premier League. Salah is like no other for us. There is no one that can replace the job Salah does for us within this Liverpool squad right now. And, you just can't be sure that Mbappe would come in and have the same effect on this Liverpool side. And I think it's a big, big risk. Would I swap Mane for Mbappe? Yes, I would. I think it would be silly to say no, but I think Salah is the one out of the front three that I would say absolutely not. And please don't get annoyed at me for saying that or call me ridiculous or whatever. I want to hear opinions. I want to hear what you think, but I just think, listen, Salah's in his 5th season of being so important for us in front of goal. He guarantees goals year on year. He guarantees being such an important, pivotal player for Liverpool. And you don't know if Mbappe is going to adjust to the Premier League that quickly. And it's just a risk for me. It's going to be very hard for Mbappe to beat the numbers that Salah is getting. But if you upgrade and bring in Mbappe and have him alongside Salah, then that's worthwhile. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter anyway, because it's not fucking happening. So we'll move on from that. But let me see what you lot are saying. Rob Carter says PSG could offer Salah the 500 grand a week he's worth. Yes, that is the horrible thing, isn't it? And it comes the same with Mbappe. They won't care about the money that Madrid are offering, because at the end of the day, they've got an infinite amount of money anyway. So, money doesn't matter to people, to teams like that. So, I am worried that they'll start coming after Mohamed Salah now, which would be absolutely ridiculous if they try that in this window too. But it wouldn't surprise you, would it? So, yeah, it is a worry, and it does make that Salah contract more of a priority, in my opinion. But then, of course, there's another side of it. And will they look for Ronaldo? Now, I've heard today off numerous different people that Ronaldo to Manchester City is a genuine possibility. Now, obviously, the Harry Kane moves off, which we'll speak about in a moment. But that means City will explore other options. The first thing that a lot of people will think is what I thought, and they'll probably wait till next year and bring Haaland in. But, Ronaldo looks to be trying to force his way out of Juventus, and it seems as though he's been offered to Manchester City. But, I don't think Manchester United fans will be happy because, of course, he's been on the longest loan move ever away from Manchester United, hasn't he? Because, Manchester United fans will still claim that Ronaldo's one of theirs, isn't he? So would Ronaldo do that to them? Would he go to Manchester City? We're going to have to wait and see, of course. But I'm sure that's another thing that PSG are looking at in the background, potentially bringing Ronaldo to Paris and having him in the same team as Messi. Would that work? Just... it's a crazy window, isn't it? It's a crazy transfer window. There is so much going on. I feel sorry for all the journalists because you can't breathe. You really can't. But let me have a look. Do you wish Liverpool was like PSG with spending? H. Look, I'm going to be honest with you here, H. Absolutely fucking not. Why would I? For me to have a club like PSG in a game that I love, I think it is absolutely poison. Clubs like that are ruining football. They are taking a working class game and they are ruining it. So for me, no, of course I don't. And I think if any fan wants Liverpool to be like PSG in terms of spending, then you should probably go and support another football club because it's not what any of us supporters, it's not what the club, it's not what football should be about. So yeah, if anyone wants us to spend like PSG, then to that. Let's have a look. Haaland is the name that's now being mentioned. Obviously, we keep hearing, we've heard for a couple of years now. Next summer we'll get this, generational talent. Next summer. So now obviously Mbappe looks to be out the window. People's attentions turn to Haaland. I personally, and I've had this for a year or so now, I have a horrible feeling he's going to end up at one of the Manchester clubs. It sits weirdly with me that obviously Manchester United wanted him before we went to Dortmund. Solskjaer's Norwegian. And, they're losing Cavani next season. Does that mean that they're going to be really in for Haaland? Manchester City, if they've missed out on Kane, are they just going to go, no, we'll go for Haaland, all out for Haaland next year and try and persuade him to join? They've obviously got Pep Guardiola, who a lot of players want to play with as well. I can't see us signing Haaland for one reason and one reason only, and that's Mino Raiola. And Liverpool don't like doing business with him. Liverpool shouldn't do business with him because he's an arsehole. And I'm going to read out a tweet here from Cave Solokol that I read this morning, which is interesting and sums up the whole situation as far as I'm concerned with Haaland. And it says, you could make a case for buying Erling Haaland, paying him £43 million a year and giving his agent Mino Raiola £34 million. Only problem is that Raiola will probably force Haaland to run down his contract and leave for absolutely nothing 4 years later, which is absolutely true, isn't it? You get this brilliant young player, you pay him as much as you do to get him and make sure that no other club gets him. And then you can't do anything about losing him in 4 years for absolutely nothing because he's got Raiola as his agent and he'll run that contract right the way down. And then there's nothing you can do. And you're talking about Haaland then in the peak of his career, leaving your football club for absolutely nothing, which would be awful. So, yeah, for me, Haaland will not happen. And, it doesn't look like this generational talent will be any of the ones that anybody wanted. Sancho's gone to United, Mbappe's going to Real Madrid, and we ain't got a hope in hell with Haaland. So, hey, Jude, it is, I suppose. Let's have a look. Anything else here? A few people saying Ronaldo to City ? It's just murmurs. I'm not saying 100% is going to happen, but there are murmurs suggesting that it's a genuine possibility. I know Stephen McKinney, big Manchester City fan, his YouTube channel, Esteem Company. Make sure you check that out. Really like Stephen McKinney. He makes very good content. Well, he basically said that he's heard that it's not impossible, that Ronaldo deal, and it isn't unrealistic either. So, a weird one, isn't it? And something that we're definitely going to have to keep our eye on. Matthew says Kylian to Kirby, no chance. Chris Jenkins says, breaking news tonight, Pep is leaving Man City in 2023 for a break. Not seen that, Chris. If someone could link me in that, that'd be interesting. Anything else in the comments? Dara says, hopefully Nike steps in with the Mbappe deal. No, he's set on Manchester. It's not Manchester. He's set on Real Madrid, mate. Jensk1102 says, United fans are lovely people mostly. I didn't say that, mate. I just said you like to think that Cristiano Ronaldo's out on loan. So there you go. You know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do if he joins Manchester City, mate? How are you going to cope? Let's have a look. Anything else here? Lee Evans says, really hope we are in the race for Saul still. That's an interesting one, isn't it? He seems to be being offered everywhere, left, right and centre. And you put a finger on it, like why? Why are Atleti so desperate to get rid of him? Because to me, Saul Niguez is a very, very good player. You know, and he seems to today have been offered to Chelsea on loan, Manchester United. Apparently are very confident that they'll be able to get him. So yeah, I hope we're still in the race. Yeah, because I think it'd be nice to bring a bloody player in, and I think Saul is a very good player. But I'm confused at the moment why he's being offered left, right, and centre to everyone. And also, it seems like we did have talks for Saul, but potentially he wanted more than we're willing to pay him. And if that's the case, then it won't happen. A comment here from Elliott White saying Klopp doesn't buy superstars, he makes superstars, which I absolutely agree with. But then why do we keep hearing these things from certain journalists saying that we're planning to try and bring this superstar in next summer, and then the summer after it's next summer, and then it becomes next summer again? It makes no sense. Just don't feed us with the cock and ball stories. Like this comment says, us as Liverpool fans are absolutely happy with that. You know, Klopp has done brilliantly. So has Michael Edwards. In the last few years, we have done brilliant in the market and bringing in players and turning them into world-class superstars. Yes, we'd all love superstars because we're at the level now where that's the only way we can strengthen, by bringing in ready-made superstars. And, you know, one would be nice. But we're not willing to pay the money that other clubs are we? And money in football is getting ridiculous, and will always be outbid by the likes of PSG and Chelsea and Manchester City, and it makes things very, very difficult. So, you know, that's why we're getting on the Jude Bellingham train nice and early. We're choo-chooing from now, and, you know, next summer potentially, hey Jude on the Cop will be something that we hear more frequently. That's what we're rolling with. Let's have a look. Anything else? Mino Raiola hates Liverpool as well. Yep, well, I absolutely despise Mino Raiola. He is toxic. Worst agent ever. So, yeah, hate us all you want. Anything else? This. No one wants us to spend like PSG. No one wants us to be City. No one wants us to be Chelsea. We're Liverpool fans. We don't want to do it like that. We hate clubs like that. Yeah. What we want is just a tiny bit of investment so we don't fall behind in years to come. And do you know what the worst thing is as well? Our fan base is so divided that you'll get people that, if we do well this season, you'll get people that go, see, have faith in Klopp, never doubt Klopp, never doubt FSG. They know what to do, blah, blah, blah. We're not talking about this season. We know our squad. I certainly, anyway, know that our squad is strong enough to compete this season. You know, we don't compete in all four fronts, which is why we see Klopp, you know, often sacrificing the domestic cups and playing, you know, younger sides. He does that because, you know, for us, the most important is the Champions League and the Premier League. And that's where we'll focus, you know, most of our time on. But with that being said, nobody wants us to spend the money that PSG and Chelsea and City are spending. But a bit of investment would be nice so that we don't fall behind in, you know, the next 2 or 3 years. Because at the minute, you know, you look at United, they've got a very strong squad. It's also a young squad, and they're improving year on year. Like, they're bringing in Varane and Sancho this year. They're going to be 2 very, very good signings, aren't they? Let's be honest here. And, you know, when you have a window like this, that can be okay once every now and again, especially during a pandemic. But this isn't the first time Liverpool have hardly invested in a window, is it? We've seen in the last couple of years there's been a lack of investment, and it seems to be a sell before you buy sort of way of doing things, and that is good in a way. I do like that in a way, but we do need some investment if we want to keep being at the top in modern football. Otherwise, we will fall behind. It's as simple as that. Let's have a look. Anything else here? Stephen O'Connor says football has lost the plot. It absolutely has. This window's been absolutely crazy, hasn't it? Let's have a look what people are saying about Mohamed Salah. Nobody could make up for Salah, says Finley. I completely agree. Anything else? I'm going to answer this simply with a no, because we've gone through that before. I agree with this from Kean O'Brien. Look, Salah can't leave. Leaving Salah this close to the end of the window would be absolutely dreadful. We need to get this contract done, and we need to get it done now. Just put anything on that, any numbers on there. We've not invested this window at all. It seems like we're not bringing anyone in. Don't panic buy anyone if that's the case. And for me, and this is the question I'm going to ask you guys. Let's say, Salah doesn't sign a contract, and he leaves us sweating until next summer, but we bring in a forward like Jeremy Doku, but Salah doesn't sign a contract. Or we bring no one in for the rest of the window, and Salah signs a contract. Which would you prefer? Because I know what I'm going with, and I'm going with a Salah contract. That's my opinion. Salah's importance for this team is huge. And, to have him going into the final year of his contract would be worrying. Very, very worrying indeed. So, let me know what you think about that. And already, immediately, Troy Tobin saying contract. Oliver Bendel saying Salah deal. Salah over everyone, says El Skelsa 8. Salah won 10,000%, says Kean O'Brien. Salah signing a contract is far more important, says Riyad Cannon. Completely agree with all these people. And I honestly think anyone that says otherwise is stupid. So, for me, that is the priority between now and the end of the window. Get that done. Get Mohamed Salah to that new deal. Put any numbers on that piece of paper that he wants. Give him anything. Give him an infinite contract if that's what he wants. Because that guy, people write him off. Opposition fans write him off all the time. But every single year, he does it again and does it again and does it again and proves everyone wrong. He breaks records time and time again. He is world class, and you just can't replace this guy. So get that contract done. It's as simple as that. Arsenal are 4-0 up now, apparently. People asking for a score prediction versus Chelsea. I'm sure I'll go over this later in the week, but if you know me, I'm going to tell you bluntly, 6-0, obviously. Jason Lewis says Salah is the puppet master. He holds the strings now. Yes, and that's the worry, isn't it? Liverpool will have probably been in control before, but now with Mbappe going, it changes things. And Salah is going to be able to call the shots, and that's absolutely fine by me. Call the shots. We should be saying to him, what do you want? And we'll match it, to be honest with you, but making sure he knows not to take the piss. But for me, well, it is really worrying, and I'm really hoping this is done sooner rather than later. I've seen someone say Salah contract and Hendo contract. As far as I'm concerned, the Hendo contract's done. It's just the Salah one that's not quite done yet. Andy Kirkman says, will Doku come, Jack, or is it we have to sell? Everything I've heard, that's from speaking to James Pearce, that's from people I know who have links within the club, blah, 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 is that we will only sign someone if someone like Origi is to go. The Shaqiri replacement was Harvey Elliott. It was giving more game time to Harvey Elliott anyway. And also Klopp will give people like Cade Gordon time in the cups. We're not going to replace Gini because as far as the club's concerned, we bought Thiago in as an extra midfielder last summer, and obviously we have Curtis Jones, who came through as well and did a very good job last season. So as far as I'm hearing, we're actively looking at players, obviously, as every football club does in every transfer window and all year rounds. Everyone looks at players, but I don't think we'll bring anyone in unless someone else is to go, like Origi. That doesn't mean unless people like Shea Ojo are to go. It means someone like Divock Origi, which I wouldn't rule out either, because I wouldn't rule out a club coming in for a late swoop for him. Off-topic news on Robertson says SGC made Ryan. As far as I'm concerned, he'll be fit, ready for the weekend, for Saturday. He produced some fighting talk, didn't he? Partnered with that new contract the other day, and said that he'll be ready to go. And I expect him to start. It's as simple as that. Anything else? Apparently Southampton are 7-0 up. Madness. What's the Newcastle Burnley score? Can anyone let me know in the comments if Jay Rodriguez scores? Because I've got a bet on. So let me know. Let's have a look. Kean O'Brien says, absolutely love your content. All Anfield Agenda people are class. Absolutely love this channel. That's brilliant, mate. Thank you. And I will let you know some more content coming up in the coming days. So tomorrow, well, actually, after this, I will be live on the Anfield Agenda Instagram for my reaction to whoever we get in the Carabao Cup. So make sure you join me for that. It's only going to be a very short live. So what I'd do if I was you is I'd go onto the Anfield Agenda Instagram and I'd tick the notifications button on there to make sure you get notifications of every single time we go live, because I also go live before every single match day. And tomorrow I will be live at 5 p.m. for the Champions League draw. And then in the evening, Craig will be here for the late night agenda. I'm not sure yet, whether or not I'll be joining him. But what I do know is that he will be there for the late night agenda. Let's have a look. Anything else here? Siad says Grealish is the most overrated player in the world. I disagree, mate. So we'll move on. What time is the Carabao Cup draw? Someone's asking. I believe it is after the West Brom Arsenal game. Rodriguez has been taken off. Well, there we go. Happy days. Bet's fallen through. Great. Anything else? London West says not replacing Genie will be a mistake. Yeah, it's worrying, isn't it? Because, from what I've seen from Naby Keita this season, that may be something that they're trying to work on with him. He's not been the usual flashy Naby Keita, has he? But he's still been outstanding in the first couple of games. He seems to have adapted his game slightly to maybe try and fit that role that Genie would play. But the worry is with our midfield is players getting injured. And, that was one thing that you could rely on Genie Wijnaldum for, ensuring that he would be fit all the time. He was Klopp's go-to man. And he had so many minutes under his belt under Jurgen Klopp. He was such an important player, wasn't he? And, not replacing him is a huge risk. And it just reeks to me of what we did with Dejan Lovren. And it is a worry. But, we've got Harvey Elliott that can play there as well. It's not great. It's not, though I love Harvey Elliott, I just think you're putting a lot of pressure on an 18-year-old shoulders when it's so easy to replace Genie and have Harvey Elliott as the Shaqiri replacement. For me, that makes sense. Or replace Shaqiri and have Harvey Elliott as the Wijnaldum replacement. That makes sense. I don't think you can have Harvey Elliott covering both. I think that's so much pressure to put on him, and it doesn't sit well with me. Anything else in the comments? Oliver Bendel also pointing out, the variety of different positions Genie can play in is very, very true. Stephen O'Connor mentioning that name again, Basuma. Yeah, I don't know how he is still at Arsenal. Still at Arsenal, still at Brighton. He's been heavily linked with teams like Arsenal. I thought he would go to Arsenal, but I don't know how he's at Brighton. And to be fair, I would say Arsenal's a sideways step from Brighton, but I don't know how he's a club like that. I really don't understand, because, I just think I think you saw from him against Watford at the weekend just how good of a player he is. And, I'm very surprised that there's not more clubs sniffing around this man. And, he is a player that I would very much like at the football club. But it seems like we won't be pursuing that one. Premier League proven as well, of course. Anything else here? We've got a super chat from Jensk 1102. Thank you very much, mate. Any girl news, Jack? I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. That is quoting Jose Mourinho. We'll move on. Siad's going in tonight. You know, before he said Grealish was the most overrated player in the world, which is very, very wrong. And now he's saying, I don't like Bellingham, overrated in my opinion, which is wrong again. So sorry, Siad. Struggling here. Really struggling. Anything else here? Brian Morrissey says AFCON is only 2 league games. They're both pretty winnable. I agree. In that respect, I agree. But it's not, because it's Salah and Mane going to play in the tournament where they're going to play a lot of football over a short period of time. And then they're going to come back to us. And all the travelling that, of course, is needed in the process as well. It still has an impact on the entire season. So it's still a worry, in my opinion. Sorry for disagreeing for so many of you today. Anything else here? People just want to know who we're linked with. And I'll be very honest with you. It doesn't matter who we're linked with. We probably won't sign anyone. And we should probably all face that now, because that seems to be what everyone's saying. And I know Fabrizio Romano has said today that we will probably, that we are still looking at players. But that's normal. You know, Fabrizio has to cover his tracks because he said after Canate that, of course, we'll sign some players. It's normal for teams to look at players. It's normal for teams to have players, you know, lined up and looked at and make inquiries just in case. And I do think if somebody comes available that we are really looking at, then we would go for it. But I think the players that we're looking at aren't likely in this window. And I think Liverpool aren't going to rush anything or panic in anything. So I think we won't be bringing anyone in unless Divock Origi is to go. But it doesn't seem to be that that's going to be the case. Let's have a look. Gaming time. Here we go then. A lot of people asking about Chelsea, so this is what I'm going to go with. We'll probably talk about this more later in the week when I'm with Craig. But this is what it is right now based on what's going on. I think we're going to start with Alisson in goal, Robbo left back, Trent right back, Matip and Verge again. I think Fabinho will come back. I think we'll go with Henderson and Thiago. But if it's not Thiago, I think it'll be Nabilad. I don't mind either, to be fair. Thiago, I think, didn't look great when he came on against Burnley. Hasn't had a full pre-season, of course. But I would, like to see Naby given a rest. I wouldn't like to see Naby play the first 3 games of the season in a row. That would get me worried about his fitness from the start. I think it's important with Naby Keita, I've said this before on this stream, to manage his fitness. And for me, that is not right at the start of the season, giving him 3 starts in a row. I'd love to see him get that rhythm. But I think 2 starts, then, half an hour cameo off the bench, and then maybe starting again after the international break. So something like that, I think, would be very nice for Naby Keita. And then the front 3, I think it will be the front 3 of Mane, Firmino, Salah. But again, there's a question to be asked whether Jota should be in over Firmino. But for me, Jota is better to come off the bench than Firmino is. Jota is more likely to be able to come on and change the whole game. And give us something different. Whereas, Firmino is a player that you want to see from the start. And that's what I think we'll go with. And I think that's a very, very, very strong team. LFC 4L says, does Naby go away for AFCON? Yes, he does. Anfield Agenda says, was Ox the last deadline day signing we made? Yes, Connor, it was. We've got a super chat here. Here we go. $4.99 from Gielvan Earp. Thank you very much for the super chat, mate. It says Salah is better than Mbappe. And why, if PSG have the best right winger of all time, would they go for Mo? I'd be happy if we sign anyone, to be honest. Coutinho. And there's the Coutinho klaxon. Why would you do this? I'm sick of hearing about Coutinho. He's not coming back. Why would we want him? Why would we go back there? We've moved on. We're better without him now. He's shite now. He's got so many injury problems. No, stop with that. Thank you for the super chat, but no, not Coutinho. No. But yeah, everything else, Salah's better than Mbappe. We don't want Mbappe. He can go be a Galactico. Yeah. But Salah, no, if I'm being honest, Mbappe is world class. Let's be honest. He's a generational talent. He's one of the best players in world football. So is Salah. Obviously, Mbappe is a lot younger. But for me, you can't underestimate the importance that Salah has to Liverpool Football Club. And for me, that is what, Salah is way more important to this football club than it is, to potentially lose him and bring in Mbappe. It's as simple as that for me. Let's have a look. Anything else here? LFC 4L says, I want Mbappe. It's not going to happen, mate. Josh is pro, quite simply says, he is not shy. He's not the player he was. He's just not. He's got injury after injury after injury. He forced his way out of this football club. He paid part of his transfer fee to leave. He faked injuries. Why would you want him back? Yeah, I really don't get it, me. It's like going back to a toxic ex. Like why would people want him back? I don't get it. I do not get it. I really don't. What's being said here? Anything else? What about Bowen? Says, boy, I can't see it happening anymore. I think it was one of them that is a genuine possibility, but not this window. I think West Ham are probably asking for too much. Mick Wall says there's more chance of his left bollock playing for Liverpool than Coutinho. Absolutely agree, mate. And I hope for your sake, it's well groomed. Using, of course, Manscaped. Little plug there. Cater update, please. What update do you want? I don't really understand the question there. Are we at the point now where we're going? Update on Naby. Yep, he's not injured today. He's absolutely fine. Connor in the comments says nostalgia is a powerful thing. I completely agree. Listen, I've got him on my wall for crying out loud. I absolutely adore Coutinho. He was my hero. He was my favourite player whilst being at the club. I was gutted when he left. I was absolutely gutted. But we spent the money wisely. We're a better team for it. We've shown him that the grass isn't green on the other side. He literally forced his way out. Why would we go back there? He made his bed and he can lie in it as far as I'm concerned. Stephen O'Connor's with me. He says that Coutinho's finished. Someone like Everton is his level now, or Arsenal, or Spurs, or somewhere like that where he can rebuild his career up. AC Milan, something like that. Not Liverpool Football Club. We ain't going back there. Now, I don't want to hear his name again. Anything else? People chucking me names now. Justin says, are you staying on for the Carabao Cup draw? What time is it? I was going to do a live on Instagram, but if it's relatively soon, I can stay on for it. We've got 600 in the chat. Let me know in the comments what you think, and then I'll go off what Connor comments himself. I can see Connor's in the comments. So, yeah, let me know. If you want me to stay on for the Carabao Cup draw, I'll stay on. If not, I'll do a very short live on Instagram. Connor can confirm in the comments. I don't mind either way. David Newell says Gerrard hasn't travelled with Rangers for the Europa League tie. I know he is self-isolating. Let's have a look. Mark Easman says Salah to PSG next summer. That frees. We've spoken about this. No. Let's move on. Anything else? Josh Crouch says I could see him back at Inter. That is an interesting shout, and that's one that wouldn't surprise me. Inter very much cash strapped. They're losing a lot of their players. Coutinho, a bit of a cheap option at the minute, isn't he? So they might go for him. But with Barca losing Messi, they might decide now that they want to keep Coutinho and give him more minutes and have faith in him. But we'll have to see. Connor says, let the chat decide. So that's what we'll do. There's quite a few mixed messages, though, to be honest. But yeah, I don't mind either way. But yeah, you can decide. I'll stay on for another 10 minutes and then we'll see by the end of it. Spam the chat if you want me to stay or if you want me to go. And then Connor can have the deciding factor. And, I'll have to know what channel it's on so I can whack it on my telly and get it started. Let's have a look here. Donald Wright asked me a question. I like questions like this. Here we go. I don't like comparing, first of all. So this is what we're going with. Firstly, it looks like a ridiculous question, first of all, because the very easy answer is Bukayo Saka, obviously, because at the minute he's had more Premier League game time. He's had more opportunities to showcase his talents. And right now he's a proven player and one of Arsenal's best players. So, definitely. But in terms of ability and future potential, I'm going to say Harvey Elliott, because I really think Harvey Elliott will be one of the best players in world football in years to come. And maybe I am biased. Maybe I am. But that's just a feeling that I have. I really, really do. So, yep. Sorry, I'm definitely being biased. But there we go. Well, there you go. I'm now doing the Carabao Cup draw. So, yep, I'll stay on for the Carabao Cup draw. Fun. I hope we get someone like, who's still in it? Wickham. Let's get Wickham away. Let's have Wickham away. Be nice. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I tell you what, Bernadette, you've absolutely smashed it. If you want me to stay and do this, let's get the chat up to the highest possible amount of people in this that we can get. So hit that like button, share it, link this and share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share it everywhere where you can. And if I can see that more and more people are joining this, then I'll stay for the Carabao Cup draw. Okay. And if someone can let me know in the comments which channel the Carabao Cup draw's on, I would really appreciate that. So there we go. But anyway, we move anyway. And let's have a look at the comments here. Apparently, I could pull off an Elliott doppelganger. I look absolutely nothing like it, mate. I don't know what you're on about. Kean O'Brien says, would you have Saka at Liverpool? Yes. I was absolutely gutted when he signed that new contract at Arsenal, because obviously he was being linked with Liverpool. I was really, really hoping that would actually happen and something would come from it, but it didn't. And now I'm absolutely, it's very unlikely, and I would be absolutely all over that. I really, really would. But remember, I will be staying for the Carabao Cup draw if you lot can share this and get many more people in this stream. If you can share this, if you can like this, if everyone likes this, I will stay. Okay, I promise that. But yep, let's have a look. Any more comments? Anything else to talk about? Peter Winters says, opinions on leaked third kit. I cannot wait to travel to McDonald's away in the Carabao Cup. I'm hearing, by the way, that the third kit will be released on the 8th of September, which is next Wednesday. So yeah, that's what I'm hearing, which is weird. It seems really late to be announcing that. So yeah, I don't really understand it. But here we go. It looks as bad as it does, so I'm sure it's probably gone through a few different designs. RSH14 says, let's aim for 350 likes. Completely agree. Let's try and go with that. Someone says, what color is the third kit? It is yellow and red. So yeah, it does look like a bit of a McDonald's kit. If no one knows, there seems to be a lot of goals in the Carabao Cup tonight. Aubameyang's got a hat-trick for Arsenal, who are hammering West Brom. Let me just take a drink a sec. Oh, Gil Van Erp says, to clarify, I don't want Phil. I just ran out of words. Thanks, Gil Van, and sorry that you had to do another super chat for that, but thank you very much. But no, it wasn't a personal attack at you, that, by the way. I just can't stand fans that constantly go, Coutinho, why don't we sign him? Why don't we get him back? No, We should be over this by now. Come on. It feels like I'm chatting to like a mate about not being over their ex for like 2 years. Like, get on, get a grip of yourself. I don't understand it. Anyway, we move on. James Norrie says, who would you say has more potential, Elliott or Jones? Elliott for me, mate. That's just my opinion. Let's have a look. Anything else? Aidan McCallan says, UCL draw tomorrow, group of death, Bayern, LFC, Porto, Milan. I don't want a group of death, mate. I don't know about you. Yeah, I'm hoping for a nice, easy draw. I believe we can beat anyone, but easier games are better because it means that, we're not exerting too much. And it's just a lot nicer to have easier games in the group stage, isn't it? I'm not one for saying, give me loads of hard teams, because then that makes it harder work for us. Get it done in the first 4 games and then give people like Harvey Elliott Champions League experience, in the next few games. It was brilliant to see players like Leighton Clarkson starting last season in the Champions League for us. So, yeah, for me, I don't understand why people want a group of death. Ben Chalpo says, is there going to be a Champions League draw live stream tomorrow? There absolutely is. I will be live from 5 p.m. Well, probably a bit before 5 p.m. actually, but I will be live for the Champions League draw tomorrow, and I cannot wait for it. Hopefully you lot will join me for that. And that is a definite yes. It's not like this Carabao Cup one where it's a last minute decision. It's a definite yes. There was a comment, I can't find it now, so sorry to whoever said it. But somebody said, oh, here we go. Mike Brennan, which is an interesting conversation to be had. He says, we need to buy a number 9, someone who can score 20 a season. Chelsea have one, Man City are after one, Manchester United will not win anything as they don't have one. I think that's a very, very good point. We know Liverpool don't typically play with a typical number 9. We know that Salah has that sort of role for us, but that is why Salah is so important for us, because there is no one else in the squad capable of doing what Salah can do and capable of bringing us those numbers in front of goal. Nobody. And, it would be nice to see us bring someone in who can try and help Salah out, at least with getting some of those goals, because Origi ain't going to do it, is he? So, yeah, but, Jota has shown that he is a very, very good player in front of goal. Mane wasn't last season, but hopefully he can improve on that this year and produce the numbers that he did, 2 seasons ago. But yeah, for me, when I see us linked with forwards and it's constantly winger after winger after winger, for me, I'd rather look at a 9. But that's just me personally. Anything else? Who is a bigger club, Chelsea or Liverpool? Don't be biased. Liverpool are, because Chelsea were only established when Roman Abramovich came in. It's true. We are huge and have been for years. So, yeah, silly question. It's definitely us. And there's no bias in that whatsoever. The 2 biggest clubs in England are Manchester United and Liverpool. It's as simple as that. And I hate Manchester United. So, no bias in that whatsoever. Saints are 8-0 up. Will they get their own 9-0 victory? Will they reverse the roles and win 9-0? We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Jonathan Clugston says buying a number 9 would change our dynamic and not necessarily for the better. I do agree in that respect, but I'm not saying a number 9 that would have to start week in, week out. But it's good as a different option, isn't it? And Origi, I think, has reached his peak at this football club, but he has proved to be a very, very, very good different option at times, hasn't he? Look, we brought him off the bench against Everton, and of course he produced that moment of madness. He's changed games before with important goals. Look at his goal against Newcastle. That was obviously assisted by Shaqiri. Yeah, for me, he's produced so many brilliant moments from the bench because he's a different option. So yeah, that's why I'd bring in a number 9. Isaac, I think, would have been a great signing, but now obviously he signed that new deal with Real Sociedad. Let's have a look. Anything else? Red Jabby agreeing with me on Isaac. I think he would be a very, very good signing for the future. I really, really do. So, no, Southampton have finished 8-0. Burnley, Newcastle's heading to penalties. Arsenal, I don't know what that's finished. But yeah, I will be following the Carabao Cup draw via Twitter. That's how I'm going to get it. So I'll bring you the draw as they come up. Let's have a look. Anything else? Shay says Isaac would have been unreal. Anything else here? Haaland to replace Bobby as number 9. I appreciate a lot of people that are only just joining us now. But we spoke about this earlier, and I don't believe Haaland to Liverpool is a possibility whatsoever because they've got Mino Raiola. Well, put it this way. ABBA sing about Mino Raiola. He's all about the money, 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 and nothing else. That's all Mino Raiola revolves around. And therefore, we will be outbid by PSG, Chelsea, or Man City. Man City haven't signed Kane this window. Haaland will be cheaper than Kane next summer, and therefore, that will probably happen. They will be able to outpay us for him. So I can't see it happening. I really don't. So I'm sorry for crushing people's dreams, but no. Anything else here? Red Cannon says true. His agent is a deal breaker. He is. It's as simple as that. Sometimes you have to look at who represents these players. And for me, when you got a player like Haaland, which every single top club in Europe will be sniffing around, it will come down to money at the end of the day, especially when they have Mino Raiola, and therefore it won't happen. Anything else? Inglesey 001 says, do you think Musialowski could be the same level as Elliott? I do. I really, really rate Musialowski. He's got to stay fit. He's had some difficult injuries already in his youth career. So he's got to stay fit. He'll have to put on a ton of muscle. But, I think he is a very, very, very outstanding young player. And I'm really hoping that we manage his development really, really well because I think he could be a top talent in the future. A few people commenting about wage caps, but in the Haaland case and the Mino Raiola case, it's not even just about wages. It's the agent fees that Raiola demands. And that's why he likes the clauses in contracts. He likes, he likes agent fees. He likes players running down their contracts because Raiola sees it as, yep, if a player runs down the contract, we get more, he gets more money for signing on fees. He gets more money for agent fees. It's ridiculous what he does. He's a manipulative little. Oh, I hate him. I hate Mino Raiola. Mitchell Costello, cheers for the super chat, mate. Really appreciate it. Sorry, I'm a little behind, but I agree, Jack. I wouldn't swap Mo with anyone. I adore the fella. Absolutely, mate. No need to apologise, but we've said that earlier on, and I completely agree. Thank you very much for that, mate. Zura Shah says, who is better, Salah or Mane? Salah for me. Let's have a look elsewhere. Who do you think is the face of the Premier League? It's an interesting one from Mohamed Youssef. There isn't one. The Premier League is the face of itself. The Premier League has become such a big entity that every top player in world football wants to play there, or at least most of them do. And therefore, there is no one shining star anymore. You have a magnitude of them. And most people would probably say Kevin De Bruyne. But, you could argue Salah because Salah has the African audience. And, KDB probably for the European audience and the talent at the moment that he supplies. But, Salah brings an audience from Africa. You've got other players that do that with loads of different markets. And, yeah, there's not one face of the Premier League because it is that big. You look at America, it's Pulisic for them. It's huge, absolutely huge. The Premier League. There is no one face of it. Kean O'Brien, yes, I agree with this. He says, I would treat the announcement of Salah's new deal more than a signing. I would be absolutely over the moon. And I completely agree with that. I completely and utterly agree. I think that'd be huge. And I'd much rather know that is done before the end of the window than sign anyone at this point. I genuinely would. Let's have a look. Connor Crosby saying Salah, KDB, and Kane are probably the three main faces. Yeah, I'd agree. They're probably the three main ones, but I think there's so many in the Premier League. But it's an interesting topic. It really is. Let's have a look. A lot of people updating us with what's going on with Newcastle Burnley. I assume that's what they're waiting for with this draw. Let me have a look. Just make sure it's not going on. To be honest, I think Arsenal's win tonight against West Brom shows that they're absolutely going to walk the Championship next season. No, I can't say. It shows that they're still a very good side, doesn't it? They're in a very weak West Brom's today. They made a lot of changes, West Brom. But Arsenal aren't going to go down. They're still a strong side. They're just not a top six club anymore, are they? They're really not. So there we go. But yeah, it's a big 6-0 win for Arsenal tonight. And I'm sure they'll have their eye on a competition like this season because, they're not good enough to make a Champions League spot. They're probably going to miss out on the top 6, to be honest. And, they've got no Europe. So may as well go for it in the Carabao Cup, considering that no one really cares about it other than Manchester City, because it seems to be their staple, really. A few people say Ronaldo to Man City. It's possible from what I'm hearing. It's genuinely possible, which is mad. And I can't wait to see United fans when that happens. As I say, they treat it as if he's on loan from them, don't they? So, yeah, it'd be mad if he ends up joining Manchester City. Let's have a look. K. pointed out that Arteta played a full squad against West Brom's under-21 team. Yeah, they went very strong, Arsenal, didn't they? But I believe they had to, because confidence was very low there at the moment. So, yeah, a big win tonight might help them out a bit. I'm not sure who they've got at the weekend. Let me have a look. I think it's a bit of a... Yeah, they've got Manchester City. So, yeah, that'll do good. That bit of confidence going into that game. So, yeah, fair play to Arteta for doing that. Give them a tiny bit of confidence before they get absolutely slapped at the weekend. Burnley have beaten Newcastle on penalties, so they are in the pot now. Are they a side that you'd like to see Liverpool get? Absolutely not, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments who you want Liverpool to get in this draw. We are number 11 for the draw. What draw would you like to see us have? Would you like to see us get a difficult team? Would you like to see a really easy one? Home draw, away draw? What do you want? Yeah, we'll soon see, won't we? Welsh Steve agrees with me. He thinks we should get Wickham. Somebody asking where Craig is. Craig is filming for Craig Station today. He will be back for the late night agenda tomorrow. I am doing the Champions League draw tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I'll probably be here a bit earlier than that. I can't wait as well to have you guys here when I'm having to listen to all that, nonsense that they do before they do the draw. Just put your hand in the pot, pick the balls out, and have it over and done with. I can't be asked for all the other nonsense that they do. Addison Taramani wants Derby away, which is interesting considering that Derby got knocked out by Sheffield United yesterday. But there we go. Anything else? Aidan McCallan says Wickham is going to give the youngsters a chance. Completely agree. Jacob Brown's just joined us. He says, hi, mate. Looks like Jacob's an Ipswich fan at Ipswich in the draw. Are you? I'm not sure. I don't really pay much attention to this competition, to be honest. Maybe that's naive of me. Maybe that's not good. But I don't care about it. It's not really it's not the best of competitions, is it? Anything that's sponsored by Carabao energy drink. If we win it, great trophy. But if we don't, who cares? Let's have a look. What else is said here? Mick Wall asking, I see this a lot, saying, when can we do some youth team stuff? This is something that maybe we'll do further down the line. At the minute, the dynamic of this channel is just, we come on, we do Q&A, stuff like this. I'll try and do videos on the youth content and stuff, maybe once a month, just to round up things like that. That might be a possibility for you. If any of you have any questions as well, just whack it in a late night agenda and I'll answer it. Even if you ask it when I'm not on and Craig's on, Craig and me contact all the time. So Craig will drop me a text. I can hop on and for 5 minutes answer the question, or I can send him a voice note that he can play or anything, But definitely somewhere down the line, I will do youth content on here. I'm obviously, if you've been watching the late night agendas recently, you'll know that I've got a new job. I'm moving to Liverpool, so I'm going to go to Kirby loads more. I'm going to go in the games loads more. So we're going to get, hopefully a lot more content all round for you. So fingers crossed for that. Does anyone know what is going on this Carabao Cup draw? When is it? Is it at 10? I thought it was at 1:45. Like, what is it? What's going on? Let me go on Sky and try and see what's going on. Anything else? What are you saying? Josh Crouch saying, where do you watch the Carabao Cup and the Champions League draw? I'm not allowed to say, mate. But if you go on Reddit soccer streams, you can often find it on there. Anything else? Adam Kanu says, just tuned in. Sorry if it's brought up already. Is Salah going to United? Is Saul going to United? Sorry. Yeah, I think so, probably. But is it confirmed? I don't know. I've not heard anything. But I think it's very likely. I think from what I've heard, United are confident that the deal will get done as well. But I know he's been offered to Chelsea on loan today too. But whether that's just to try and get it to hurry up, I don't know. Who knows? But here we go. Before we get into the draw, let me try and read out when the dates are. So the dates for the Carabao Cup round 3 are obviously week commencing September the 20th, so not too far away. There's 7 sides from the Championship, 5 from League 1 and 2 from League 2 in the draw. Oldham and Rochdale are the 2 sides from League 2. So they would be ideal streams for ideal draws for Liverpool, of course. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Anything else here? Apparently the draw is on the BT website. Sorry, the BT app. Let's have a look. Anything else? In the comments, I'm hearing as well that Koundé to Chelsea is almost done for 50 million euros. That's via Demartio 38 minutes ago, which is a great signing for Chelsea. That really is. I'm a huge fan of Jules Koundé. Such a good young centre half. He really, really is. Bags and bags of talent. A player that I've wanted Liverpool to get in the past. And yeah, I'm a bit gutted. I really, really am about that one. Remember, guys, to like this as much as you can. Spam that like button. You wanted me to stay for this Carabao Cup draw. I'm staying for it. I don't even know when it is, but I'm staying for it. So the least you can do is like this stream, share it as much as you can, and happy days. So there we go. What's being said here? K-Dot says, Jack, do you think we will sign anyone before the window ends? I've lost hope, to be honest. I just can't wait for the window to end at this point, because it doesn't seem like we'll sign anyone. So there we go. Elliott White saying, I think that means the Zuma deal's done. Yeah, I agree. Red Jabby says Koundé is just the French Tomori and they sold him. I disagree. I think Koundé is class. I really, really do. I think Tomori is a good centre-back as well. But I don't think Koundé is just the French Tomori at all. But yeah, I think that's another very, very, very good signing for them. Let's have a look to see what's going on. There's a couple of minutes before the draw. Apparently, the game has just finished between Arsenal and West Brom, and Arsenal have absolutely tanked West Brom's under-21s by 6-0. So, yep, Arsenal back. I'm sure we'll see that on a certain channel tonight, won't we? Maybe. Let's put all our eggs in the Carabao Cup. Yeah, do that if you want, Arsenal, because that's where your level is these days. Let's have a look. Anything else in the comments? Give me any questions you want while we're waiting for this Carabao Cup draw. Any questions? It doesn't have to be Liverpool related. Any football questions? Red Cannon says 1 UCL is better than 30 Carabao Cups. I'd agree with that one. And we've got 6 of them. Happy days. Anything else? Mohamed Youssef saying, man, Chelsea are scary right now. Yes, they are. They were missing one thing, and that was Romelu Lukaku, and they got him. And now they're getting Koundé as well. And to think that they're not even, they're on a positive net spend, I believe, at the moment. They're probably not now with Koundé. If Zuma goes out, I think then it's balanced completely. But yeah, they've made some really good sales this window, as well as good incomings, and they are a scary side right now. Them winning the European Cup last season was just the start for them. It really was. They're a top side. They've got a really good squad. Lampard or Scholes, says Wade Lee. Lampard. Anything else? Ideal Genie replacement. I wanted Renato Sanchez, but he's injured. Am I willing to wait for Hey Jude? Yes, I am. Who else was there? Basuma and Saul are decent shouts. But there you go. Thoughts on Madueke? I think he's class. I've seen that he signed a new deal with PSV today, hasn't he? There were links to Tottenham, but that's not going to happen. But yeah, I think he's another good talent going through. Let's have a look. Anything else here? Van Dijk versus Lukaku this weekend. Good battle. Excellent battle. Lukaku, top of his game at the minute. If anyone's going to stop this man, it's Virgil van Dijk, best centre-back in the world. So there you go. Josh's Pro says, how long have you been supporting Liverpool? My entire life, mate. You know, I'm the eldest. And, you know, the minute I came out of the womb, I was in a Liverpool baby grow. I was at the game as quick as my dad could take me. I think my first game was when I was 2, and I slept through the entire game at Anfield. So yeah, as long as I can remember, mate. In fact, before I can remember. Let's have a look. Here we go. I can see there's been a lot of goals in round 2, hasn't there, of the Carabao Cup. I've just seen a stat to say that Arsenal, Villa, Norwich and Southampton, just the 4 teams there, they scored 26 goals between them in round 2, which is a bit mad. Obviously, Norwich and Villa won 6-0 yesterday. Arsenal won 6-0, and then Southampton won 8-0 today. A big win for Southampton. Let me just see who scored for them. It was Nathan Redmond got a couple. Broha, who is a very good young talent, by the way. He's joined them on loan from Chelsea. He's very good. He scored for them today as well. I think he scored 2, actually. That Teller scored for them as well. So, yeah, they looked very good today. I know they're only playing Newport County, but still. Anything else here? Favorite crisps: chili heat wave Doritos or prawn cocktail Walkers. I'm a sucker for Pringles though as well. But yeah, chili heat wave Doritos for me, without a shadow of a doubt. The draw is just about to start, by the way. They'll probably do their nonsense chatting, and then they'll get on with it. But yeah, the draw will be underway very soon. Let's have a look. Anything else? It says, did Burnley win? Yes, they won on penalties against Newcastle. Anything else? I seem to have started a crisp conversation now, so there you go. Says Tomori will come back from Italy, a much better defender. He was a good one already, one to keep an eye on. I agree with that, Brian. I think he was a very good defender already, and I do think he will be improved in Italy. Anything else here before we get underway? Oh, what else is going? So here we go. Yes, so you can either watch the draw for the Carabao Cup on Sky, or I believe they're streaming it. The Carabao Cup are streaming it on Twitter, which is how I am watching it. So yeah, that's what I'm going with for now. But yeah, that's how I'm watching it on their Twitter. So if you don't have Sky, that's how you can watch it. That'll be commencing very shortly. Let's have a look. Anything else being said here? Some people saying it's live on YouTube as well, but obviously you're watching me on YouTube, so you're not going to watch the Carabao Cup draw like that, are you? Lukey Duke says Liverpool go destroy Chelsea for the citizens. I assume that means you're a City fan, but at the end of the day, we are as much as a threat as Chelsea. So, okay, whatever. What else is said here? It's interesting. Dylan Taylor's put here Liverpool front three versus Chelsea. I think the key player for us at the weekend will be Mohamed Salah on the right hand side. Obviously, Chelsea in the first couple of games have been going with Marcos Alonso, haven't they? And you know, for me, Salah would have an absolute field day against Alonso, an absolute field day. So it's going to be an interesting battle, that one, if they go with him. Jonathan says Jota has to start. Anything else here? Do I think we'll get Haaland? No, I've already said this in the stream. Don't think we will at all. Anything else? Sorry, I'm just trying to sort this draw on my phone. Give me a couple of seconds and then I'll be back with you. There we go. Got it. I got it. Key player Saturday will be VVD, says Mick Wall. I completely agree. Obviously, that battle between him and Lukaku is going to be very, very interesting. Livramento looked good at the weekend. I completely agree. I think he's going to be one young player to keep your eye on this season. He's going to get a lot of game time for Southampton. He was the star man in Premier League Two. I believe he won Premier League Premier League Two Player of the Year last season, and he's one to keep your eye on for Southampton this year. He really has looked very good in his first two games for them. Nin Knight says who you think is going to win the league. I'm biased to Liverpool, but if not us, Chelsea. Do you think we will get anyone? Says Jimmy Irvine. Sorry, I don't. I've lost hope. I really have. And for me, the Salah contract has become more important now with PSG snipping around him. So there we go. Someone saying this draw is taking a bloody long time. Yeah, it really is. You know, for me at the minute, this is all I have. Well, I don't know why that's come up. But yeah, I just have commencing shortly. So, yep, we're going to have to be kept waiting. As far as I was concerned, this was being at 1:45. When I agreed to stay, I didn't know it would be this long. No, I'm joking. I don't mind really. Watch replay, it's saying. So clearly, is it not working? I think they've had issues with it before, haven't they? They've had issues with live streaming it on Twitter. I wonder if they're having a similar problem. Let's have a look. Favorite Liverpool player for me, Gerrard. I assume that meant of all time. If it's right now, it's going to be Verge for me. Mick Wall thinks we'll sign 2 before the end of the window. Interesting. I can't see 1, let alone 2. Anything else? The Carabao Cup draw has started. I've just had a notification, but it hasn't for me. Let's have a look. Anything else here? Do Liverpool have the money for Mbappe? Nope. They're still interviewing Arsenal players, apparently. Let's have a look. Jonathan Clugston says we'd rather have you than that crap on the TV. Well, cheers for that. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to make the draw for you. Unfortunately, I'm not drawing the balls out, so I'm going to have to wait for them. I can't speed anything up for you lot. But yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I've got it all set up so that I'm not behind or anything. So yeah, that's all I'm trying for you lot, which is why I've been a bit quiet in the last few minutes. So apologies for that. But yeah, it looks all set up for me. So there we go. Joseph Dillon says Ronaldo to City or PSG. I hope he joins PSG, to be honest, because I can't see him and Messi in the same team working. Yeah, him not going to City is great because it doesn't strengthen a rival of ours. So there you go. Dante Dixon says, Jack, you're growing this, bro. Love from Jamaica. Thank you, Dante. Growing this. I don't think you meant growing this, do you? But yes, thank you very much for that, mate. Really appreciate it. Anything else from you, like in the comments? Doku looks like a really promising talent. We should try for him as soon as possible, in my opinion. Well, if you believe it, things you read, it seems as though that is pretty much done for next season. But I don't believe anything I read. So, yep, who knows on that one. But I know we're definitely interested in Jeremy Doku. Let's have a look. Man City to get City in the draw. They'll probably get Oldham. It gives them a bit of a derby. And obviously it's the lowest ranked team in the draw, so that's who they'll probably get. Them or Rochdale, of course, I mean by that. But yeah, put your money on that. City to get Rochdale or Oldham. Lewis P says that we will get Wolves or Everton, and he doesn't just say Wolves or Everton, he says take my word. So there you go, word taken, Lewis. This is a good point as well. I do like Ryan Gravenberch. Anything else? Red Cannon, yeah, we spoke about that earlier, mate. Of course, I've made the joke several times on this stream about Ronaldo being on loan from Manchester United, and I just can't see him loaning to Man City. And will he be able to play against Manchester United? I wonder. Let's have a look. Sniper says Livramento could be such a class player. Completely agree. I think he'll be outstanding in the future. He's looked good in his first 2 Premier League starts, hasn't he? Premier League 2 Player of the Year last year. I think he's going to be a really, really good player this season for Southampton. Let's have a look. Trevor Biddle says, go on, Jack. You got some subscribers. Respect. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate it. Good. And if you're not subscribed, I tell you what, I'm going to put you on the screen, Trevor. If people aren't subscribed and you're watching this, just click the subscribe button. And while you're at it, click the notification bell and then just join as much as you can. Just watch our content because it's second to none. So click that subscribe button and you won't regret it, I promise you, because, just for Craig's ad read alone, it's worth it. And, with the code WFM20, you can get perfectly groomed pair of bollocks with Manscaped. So go on manscaped.com. Well, I've been here for, way too long, and we're waiting for this Carabao Cup draw to finally get started. Go to Manscaped and use that code WFM20 for 20% off. So a lot of people wondering what's going on with the draw. I don't know. I don't pull the balls out myself, unfortunately. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea when the draw is going to start. I hope it's sooner rather than later. I didn't sign up for this long. But yeah, I can't see them dragging it out any longer, can they? The kids will be in bed and missing half their audience. Anything else? It's on at 10:15, I think, says the clock stand. That's bloody late. That's past my bedtime. What's going on here? Wade Lee. Oh, this is a good question from Wade Lee. He says, Cal the Dragon or Adrian? It's difficult. I think Cal the Dragon, it's a really tough one. I'm going to go for Cal the Dragon there. Yeah, Cal the Dragon. I mean, could Adrian do it on a wet and windy Wednesday night against Bin FC? I don't think he could. Let's have a look. Anything else here? Lewis P says, am I doing a reaction to the draw? Yep. And it's going to be a very quick reaction, because by the time this bloody draw's over, it'll be 11 o'clock at this rate. Jesus Christ. And I tell you what, not Adrian, I don't know why I'm saying Adrian. Connor, if you're still watching, I've just seen your tweets popped up, stealing my thing about Ronaldo being cup tied. Let's have a look. This draw better hurry up. Jack Watson agrees with me. People asking where Craig is. He's filming for Craig Station today, so you've got me. Sorry about that. Let's have a look. Samsy says, I think you should take your own advice and have a shave. Look, you don't want to see me without anything here. I look about 12 years old. And yeah, I have to grow something. It helps me, because otherwise I get ID'd for a can of Red Bull. All right. So yeah, I'll take this bum fluff. But thank you for the suggestion, Samsy. Anything else here? Someone asking how old I am. I am 22. People asking if the draw started. No, otherwise I'll be talking about draw. No, that's why I'm clearly here, off the cuff, with fuck all to talk about, waiting for this to start. Let's. Look what you lot got me into. We've dropped 100 views. I'm sat here talking about absolutely nothing, but like that. Go on, like this. Get more people in here. We're waiting long enough for this draw, so you may as well share this and get more people watching it, eh? Let's have a look. What's your prediction for Liverpool versus Chelsea? Says Adam Carnu, 6-0, mate. Anybody else? Joseph, just pointing it out there for anyone that didn't already know. And if you don't know, get to know. Toto says, man like Jack Gill. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Anything else? Adam Carney says, I'll super chat a £20 if you get it right. If I get what right? The draw or the prediction? Oh, well, I've said 6-0, so there we go. Connor says, smash the like button for Jack's torture. Please do. Get more likes, get more people in it, make it worthwhile. Help. I don't understand. I'm staying here for Liverpool to get like the worst draw ever. We'll probably be last drawn out. Oh, What are we doing? Why am I here? We'll probably get like Wickham away. No one will give a flying toss what I have to say. I'll have to Google the last time we played Wickham, and it'll be in 1963, and we probably lost 1-0 in it. It'll probably be the worst draw ever. Nick Wall says Jack was clean shaven when I started this stream. I absolutely was. Oh, Man City will be getting #United, says Addison. I wouldn't put your money on that, but there we go. Finn Morris says we will get Wickham at home. I've got a feeling we'll get Wickham. And oh my God, I've just seen people in the studio on this stream, but then it cut off. So I give up. What is going on this draw? McDonald's or KFC? I don't really like fast food. I'd probably get McDonald's more often. But I'd probably say KFC because I absolutely love chicken. So there we go. Anything else? Akinfenwa to come and play at Anfield. I'm sure he'll be hoping that he gets Liverpool. Obviously, a big Liverpool fan for anyone that doesn't know Adebayo Akinfenwa. This bottle was full at the start of this stream. Look what's happening to me. It wasn't really, by the way. I'm not that unhealthy. I've not done 2 litres of Pepsi Max within the last hour and a half. But yeah, it was just a joke. I'm really not unhealthy. Before you lot in the chat start turning on me, I know what some of you are like. Anything else? Thomas Hart says I wasn't even born before this stream. I'm now 42 and divorced. Yeah, interesting. It's getting really late. Do you think we'll sign anyone? No. Anything else? What's that, Sammy? What is wrong with this? Look, I know it looks like bum fluff. I know it does, right? I get that. But you haven't seen me without it. I look a disgrace. You know, I've not got a good enough head of hair up here to have nothing here. You know, I need at least something. So I'm sorry, but it's here to stay, Sandy. What's going on here? But I know I'll take the handsome comment, but come on, stop moaning about this. James Sen says you go in the Chelsea game. Unfortunately not, mate. I would love to be. But there we go. And yes, the stream has come on. Finally. There we go. So yeah, that's what we're going with. The stream is on. The draw will be very soon. So yeah, it's here. I'm not losing my mind anymore. We're going to have the Carabao Cup draw soon. Please be the first ball to be out of the pot, Liverpool. Let's have a look. A lot of people saying how I am. I am losing my mind. But I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. But yeah, I'm losing the plot. Chris Jenkins says Pep is leaving. Trust me. Well, cheers for that, Chris. I'll take your word for it. Stephen O'Connor says, what channel, lads? Just go on Carabao Cup's YouTube. Not YouTube. Go on their Twitter. That's how I'm watching it. As you can see, they're showing highlights at the minute of last year's, which, of course, saw City beat Spurs. And it seems to be City competition, doesn't it? This one, Pep Guardiola loves the Carabao Cup. I don't know why. It's a load of shit. But here I am anyway doing a stream for it. So happy days that we move. RSH14 says, watch us be the last picked. We absolutely will be, won't we? So that's going to be fun. Mark clearly thinks we will get Rotherham away. Yeah, now it's finally on. If you can all give me your predictions and let's see what happens. But yeah, smile on my face now as it's nearly over. But I can see somebody asked who's drawing the balls out for the draw. I can see Kevin Phillips, and I've played golf with Kevin Phillips, so happy days. A little fact for you there. When I was a bit younger, I was in the driving range, and he criticised me for my form and my swing. So there you go. Let's read out what you like are saying. Wrexham says Quinch. Well, they're not in it, so that'll be bloody hard. Mr. Jury says Luton. Addison says Leicester away. Burnley at Anfield says Dylan Taylor. Well, we're ball 11. Am I any good at golf? Quinch says. I'm not good, but I'm all right. Norwich, says Wade Lee. Wolves or Everton, says Lewis P. Oh, the first ball is being drawn out. What is it going to be? It is 18. 18, which is QPR. Charlie Austin's QPR. Championship, of course. Number 7. They've got Everton. So if you're going to be right, Lewis P, it's going to have to be Wolves that we play. But QPR against Everton. 17 is out next. Remember, Liverpool are ball 11. So that's Preston, number 17. Ben Davis's former club, of course. He's now moved on to Sheffield United, obviously. But Preston get number 6, which is Shelton. Bit of a shit game, that one. 13 now. Well, I'm looking for some. That's Man United. We don't want these. Can't be asked for these. Can't be asked for these. But it's something to talk about, I suppose. It's not us. It's 26. They've got West Ham. All the Hammers. Oh, a tough draw for them then. They've got West Ham. Fulham out next. Fulham away, maybe? Trip to Craven Cottage? Would you take that? It's not us. It's not us. It's Fulham Leeds. Oh, interesting. So if there's any Man United fans in the chat, what do you lot think about Man United against West Ham? 3 are out next. Brentford. At Brentford's ground. They've got 16. Who's number 16? Oldham. Brentford get Oldham. So that means City are definitely getting Rochdale. So there you go. Ball number 25. Who's number 25? Watford. Watford get a game. And they will play Stoke. Another poor game. You made me stay on for this. We're definitely going to be the last ball, aren't we? 5. Chelsea. Chelsea away. No, not Chelsea away. Anybody but Chelsea away. I can't be asked for these. Not again. Oh, it's not us. It's not us. Chelsea Villa. Oh, tasty, baby. That's a good one. Chelsea Villa. Man United West Ham. A couple of good draws there. 27. Wigan. Who are they going to get? That'll be a decent draw for us, Wigan. It's not us, though. Sunderland, Wigan. Oh, if you don't know League One, Wigan have a lot of Sunderland's old players. So that's an interesting tie. Norwich have been drawn out now. Will it be us? Will it be Norwich away? We've got Norwich away. Well, it could have been worse. It could have been better. Obviously, they hammered Crystal Palace 6-0 yesterday. So, yeah, we will face Norwich away. Sounds to me like a Harvey Elliott hat-trick and a Kay Gordon hat-trick and a 6-0 win. So, yeah, Norwich, I'll take that. Not an easy draw. Not the easiest of draws, but it's not a tough draw either. So, yeah, we'll take that. A trip to Carrow Road. I'm sure there'll be a lot of tickets available because, excuse me, not many people would want to make that very, very long journey to Carrow Road on a Wednesday night or a Tuesday night, whichever one it's going to be, excuse me, to see us face Norwich away. Arsenal have got AFC Wimbledon, by the way. But yeah, Norwich it is for Liverpool. Let me know what you think of that draw. For me, I couldn't care less. But it's a winnable game, isn't it? So I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. Jonathan Clugston says, Kay Gordon to rip them up. Absolutely, mate. I hope so. I really do. Anything else? But yeah, I'm going with 6-0 for Liverpool against Norwich in that game. Sheffield United have just drawn Southampton, by the way. Manchester City have been drawn out now, and I believe Rochdale is still in there. So they're going to get Rochdale, let's be honest. Oh, shock! They get Wickham. Oh, City get Wickham. What a shock. Oh, who'd have thought it? Oh, you couldn't make this up, could you? Ah, well, I hope they enjoy Wickham. Well, Millwall get Leicester. Oh, it's a trip to Millwall away for Leicester. So there we go. And finally, Wolves. I think this last one's going to be Rochdale. So Wolves will play Dale. Oh, no, Tottenham. Oh, so Nuno will go back to the Molineux again. So there we go. That's a decent draw as well. Wolves Spurs, good game. And Brighton against Rochdale. Yeah, it'll be Rochdale. Oh no, it's Swansea. Yeah. Oh, I don't know when they were out. But yeah, Brighton Swansea. There's some good games in there. Manchester United, West Ham, Chelsea. I've got a good draw against Aston Villa. That'll be a good game. Wolves, Tottenham. But we get a decent draw. Norwich City away. It'll be nice to see some of the youngsters get a game against the Premier League side. We saw yesterday that Norwich's second string is quite talented. They hammered. It wasn't Crystal Palace that they hammered 6-0. It was Bournemouth. It was Bournemouth that they hammered by 6-0. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy game for us away at Carrow Road, but it could have been worse. It could have been better, of course. We could be City and get McDonald's away, but unfortunately not. And sorry, I wasn't disrespecting Wickham there, but it's a pretty easy draw for City, isn't it? But yeah, thank you very much for joining me for what seemed like the longest stream I have done in my entire life. I hope you enjoyed that for the Carabao Cup. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow at 4:45 for a much better draw, the Champions League draw. Obviously, the group stage for the Champions League. I will be live back here tomorrow for that. Make sure you don't miss it because it's going to be a corker. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. Cheers, guys. Make sure you like the stream, share it, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Ta-ra.